seconding the composite to come up.
Hello there, conference. Lawrie Morgan-Klein from Cumbernauld and Kilsyth CLP and proud member of Unison. I'm speaking to second the motion today. This crisis is touching our entire country. There is not a family that does not have a loved one languishing on a waiting list. There is not a household that's unaffected, and that includes me and my household. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 2 years ago, and to get to that point, to receive a diagnosis, was a long and drawn-out one. It was my dentist that put the referral in to get an MRI when I went to him to discuss why half of my face was suddenly numb. And to get that MRI, which was in fact delivered within 6 months, but by an NHS service that was commissioning private sector work, which is an important thing to note about long-term conditions, is that actually we have mixed provision, and what we need to do is, if I had not been able to get that within 6 months, would it have been 18 months before I finally had the slot? And that was out of health board treatment as well. So what we need to do is do anything possible to break this backlog. But that MRI wasn't the end of that journey, because when I finally got to see a consultant months down the line, there was only one, where I live in Lanarkshire, there was only one MS consultant urologist specialist. The consultant urologist specialist that I saw was in fact a specialist in motor neuron disease. Now that was undoubtedly great for the health board meeting its waiting list target, that I wasn't no longer waiting, but that was a further 6 months before I could get to see a neurologist that had a specialism in MS, and that I could talk about disease-modifying therapies that would put a stop to me becoming more disabled. And I'm one of the lucky ones, conference, standing before you today. There's no stick. My eyesight has been fairly secure since those early days. That disease-modifying therapy has kept things stable. But throughout that, my disease-modifying therapy is supplied by national agreements where pharmaceuticals are supplying that medicine directly to me, which avoids me having a very painful process of trying to get that through GP services. And that's the other aspect. It's the staff that have administered my care, the MS nurses and the whole neurology team in Lanarkshire has been fantastic. They have been stellar. But they are apologetic because they know that they do not have the numbers to deal with the pressure that's waiting them. And there's more patients out there, and I read daily on Facebook and other places about other people who are undergoing MS research into whether they've got MS, and also people who are in the early stages, really hoping that they don't wake up with further disablement, really hoping that they can hold on to what they've still got. So this is really important. And I speak about my personal story here, but our new Labour MP for Cumbernauld and Kirkintilloch, Katrina Murray, this is coming right through the inbox. So conference, I really ask you to back this motion. There are so many thousands of households that are affected, and it was so welcome that yesterday Anna Sarwar made the commitment that we would do what we can do. Thank you, President.
Thanks very much for that powerful contribution. And thanks to all the delegates for moving and seconding these motions. Can I now ask for delegates who wish to speak in this debate